In order to become a qualified vampire hunter, this man coated his axe entirely with silver. He wanted to rely on absolute power to avenge the death of his parents. However, when facing those undead creatures that could turn invisible and appear out of nowhere, he had to learn how to fight in the dark as soon as possible. Only then would he stand a chance to defeat them. But every time Jack trained, he ended up covered in bruises and wounds. He endured all this purely through his strong willpower. Even so, he never thought about giving up, because the stubborn Jack knew very well in his heart that only by mastering superb combat skills could he annihilate the ugly creatures who killed his parents. As it turns out, due to his cowardice as a child, Jack witnessed his mother being killed before his eyes. Yet he was completely powerless to resist. After growing up, he finally mustered the courage to find the murderer. Thinking he had finally avenged his parents, Jack immediately threw away the weapon and prepared to flee the scene. But to his surprise, in just the blink of an eye, the corpse on the ground mysteriously vanished. Just as Jack was filled with confusion, a hideous monster suddenly leapt on him and knocked him to the ground. In this critical moment, a mysterious man appeared out of nowhere and sent the monster flying with one swift move. When Jack woke up from unconsciousness, he found himself brought to a dilapidated castle by the stranger. After speaking with him, Jack finally learned that the one who killed his mother was none other than a legendary vampire. Fortunately, Jack was lucky enough to have encountered Tom, a vampire hunter. Otherwise, his life would have been in great danger. Last night, upon hearing that Tom had deep knowledge about hunting vampires, Jack saw a glimmer of hope for avenging his parents. He immediately begged Tom to take him as an apprentice. Eventually, Tom agreed to teach Jack, but when it came to choosing a weapon, Jack surprisingly gave up all kinds of guns. Instead, he chose an axe as his main weapon, which astonished everyone. Under Tom's meticulous guidance, Jack grew stronger. By the day, his skills with the axe improved rapidly. He quickly mastered the methods and experience of vampire hunting. Even though these dark creatures had developed a resistance to sunlight by using sunscreen, silver-coated weapons could still inflict fatal damage on them. Moreover, because vampires lacked souls, they cast no reflection in mirrors. This was also the only method Tom taught Jack to identify a vampire. Through their investigation and tracking, Jack finally discovered the true murderer of his parents. It was none other than Adam, the progenitor who had created countless vampires.